Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? It is Friday night. That went much longer than I was anticipating. I really thought we may have been done over an hour ago, but it dragged on all night. Pretty terrible fight. All the fights tonight were pretty crap, and I don't get it. The the fight earlier today, what was it? It was the Canadian Watpool. She was absolutely robbed. She won that fight very clearly. I don't know how anyone ever didn't give her the card to win. And then there was a whole bunch. I really like the Irish girl who won. I really like Taylor, but Katie Taylor, but I didn't think she won that fight. I mean, I really love her and I love her career, but it didn't seem like that she was outputting the same amount of shots as Serrano was. Even Serrano had that terrible gash above her eye, which was brutal. That cut, wow. I didn't even know how they didn't medical that. She was gushing blood at one point. And then you have the Tyson and Paul fight. It lagged like crazy. Like all night, it kept skipping, it kept jumping to a different round, it was crashing. I mean, I know it was free as long as you subscribe to Netflix, but I'm glad that wasn't a pay-per-view event because there would be a lot of people asking for a refund due to the streaming issues. Yeah, I saw it too. It was happening for us as well. Yep. I really like Katie as a fighter, but it just felt like a bunch of these fights were predetermined. Like it really did. And it felt like they'd already decided in the contracts who was gonna win. And this was supposed to look very official, but was actually more like an exhibition that had been set up to fall a certain way. So everyone had a good night. It was very entertaining. And most of the people who had the belts originally walked away with their belts at the end of the night. You know, Serrano deserved that win, and even though like I said, I'm a massive Katie Taylor fan, and I really like her career, but I don't know how you don't give it to Serrano. And Katie Taylor had a point deduction for headbutting, and then she still came out a point on top at the end. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but there you go. Um, Carolina says, my son's brand new computer worked great. I couldn't even get on Netflix. I got a brand new computer here. It couldn't get on either. LMS says Tyson's fight was a publicity stunt. They paid off was pointless. Yeah, yeah. You could tell Jake Paul was holding back the entire time. Like if he wanted to absolutely beat Tyson's brains in, he could have. He just didn't because he wanted it to go the entire length of the rounds. So more people watch, they get more views, they make more money. There you go. Because he could have stopped that fight in the first, I don't know, few rounds if he wanted to. And watching Tyson, to me, that wasn't enjoyable. I don't know about you, but watching a 58-year-old man, try very hard, but you can tell he doesn't have his knees anymore and his legs were no good after about round one. It's not enjoyable. And what are you going to do? Who are you going to brag to? I went 8 rounds with Mike Tyson when he was an old man. Like, well, how is that bragging points? Bert Popcorn said, isn't there a 40-year difference? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, after round one, he had no more gas left. Kim68 said, I just felt sorry for him. Me too. Mike Tyson was fighting. Yeah, tonight. Hello, hello, how are you? Here, let me say hello to everyone. Burnt Popcorn, Carla, Kim is here, Marilyn Landis, Mamma Mia, Laura T's here, LMS, good to see you, my friend. Natasha is here, Rachel, who else? Sienna, hey Sienna, Gayla's here. April made it, hey April. All right, so should we do some actual news that is worth something, let's head out to Columbus, Ohio, where apparently the Columbus Division of Police released dramatic camera video of an officer rescuing a man from his burning truck Wednesday morning. Here, let me grab that. Yeah, Columbus Police Department. Check this out. This is wild. It's one of the, we see a lot of body cams in true crime, but this one is really, really hectic, very hectic. Yeah, let's set this up.
Hey, Wes, fucking phenomenal.
You get him out?
Yeah.
Good job. Shake, step back, step back.
Right, you're good.
Oh my gosh, that's my truck.
You wrecked your truck?
Oh my god.
Hello?
Yeah, my truck is on fire. My truck is on fire.
Okay, can you get out of it?
No.
All right, just stay calm. Where are you at now?
I'm sorry. The first thing that came into my head when he kept saying my truck is on fire was I was going to sing into the mic, "We don't need no water. Let the mother effer burn." But, that was a very tasteless joke, Ping. Don't say things like that.
My truck is on fire.
Can you get
I need to get out of here.
Can you get out of it?
No, I can't.
Where are you?
I'm at 270 and 71, and my truck is on fire. Get me out of here.
71 south, just south. Shit, be careful, bro. Hey, be careful, be careful. All right, you gotta back up. Hey, back up, back up. That's not working. Fuck. Fuck. All right, come on, man. Hey, right here, right here. Right. Here, right.
Did you get the shoe off of him? It's still burning.
You need to get away from the truck.
Yeah, they're censoring obviously the guy they pulled out. By the way, I thought this was Columbus Police, but if I'm wrong, it's another channel. Sorry, I don't mean to steal your video. I thought it was actually a PD channel. My bad. Because their channel sounds like it could be from Columbus Police. I'm sorry about that, Columbus. What is their channel name? Columbus Police Body Camera. Subscribe to their channel. Go give them a subscription. They probably got a lot more body camera footage that would be amazing. I am very sorry. I don't mean to pinch their video.
It's not bad, guys. Come on, Randy. Stay with me, man.
Let's go.
Keep your shirt off of him. Stop pulling. What? I'm gonna try on the passenger side to open the door over here.
When they open the door and you see that glow, where is it? Let's see if it's on this angle. No, it's not on that one. It's on the first angle. when they first approach that truck and rip open the door, holy crap. I mean, no wonder they all were like, "Whoa, let's all back away from here." Where? I don't know if I can even find it now. Here, is it here?
All right, you gotta back up. Hey, back up, back up. That's not working. Fuck. Fuck. All right, come on, man. Hey, right.
Must have been earlier on in the video, but they saw like this giant glow. It was brutal. The fact that they were able to even get someone out of this is, I don't even know how people survive things like this. That person on the phone sounded terrified. You know, imagine having to make that call that you're stuck in this car that seems to have crashed into a pillar, and for whatever reason, when the car crumpled, you're unable to either free yourself or open the door because it's changed in dimension. That is probably everyone's worst fear. Oh, his ankle broke. That's why he was unable to get out of the car. He had a broken ankle, and we all know that is like super painful. Let me take you to a different news channel, ABC6. So we're not. Oh, we're on there now. So we're not pinching that video. But yeah, check out that channel. Give them a subscription. A Columbus Police body camera might be a good resource for Columbus, Ohio based PD cameras. So yeah, well, when in the first video when he goes to grab the handle and then he backs away, I wonder if the handle was screaming hot because it's metal. So it's been, there's a fire going there, just like a frying pan, it heats up. I was wondering if he was afraid of either he touched it and it was hot, or he knew already instinctively, being a police officer, that it could be like a frying pan. If he grabbed it, he was gonna burn his hand. Yeah, that is wild. Here, let's see. Let's check out this version of it.
What I saw ranks top 10 most amazing, courageous things I've ever seen one of our members do.
Dramatic police body camera video for you tonight, obtained by ABC6, showing Columbus police officers rescuing a man who was stuck inside his smoke-filled pickup truck.
The crash on Interstate 71 Wednesday morning shut the highway down for hours. A rookie officer pulling the man from his burning pickup.
Tonight, Steve Levine with the message the victim sent to his wife while he was trapped and the flames surrounded him.
I think I'm at 270 and 71, and my truck is on fire.
A man identifying himself as Randy telling 911 dispatchers early Wednesday morning his pickup truck had just slammed into a highway pillar and caught fire after having brake problems on 270 at 71.
I'm coming up on 270, and I can't get it to slow down.
Seconds later, the man crying out for help inside his truck, now in flames.
It's getting really hot in here. I can't get out. My ankle's broke. I can't get out of my truck. Get me out of here.
That reminds me of that recall that they did because cars were accelerating and not able to slow down. There was a woman, I can't remember if it was in Florida or California, and she was flying. It must have been over 100 miles an hour, and the cops were like clearing a path for her because there was nothing they could do. They're like, "Hey, tap the brake, do the emergency brake, do this and that," and she's like, "Nothing's working." Reminds me of that same situation that this person may have had some sort of issue, meaning they couldn't slow down. The one thing I say, the fact that they veered off the road and not into another lane is very lucky that they didn't kill someone else. So they probably saved lives, by not steering into the other lanes going in the opposite direction. It's very, very lucky no one else was hurt. Something like that. They directed her to do that on that other 911 call, but it didn't work. And then I can't remember what worked for her. She said eventually she did something that she'd done 100 times before, and it worked, and the car started slowing down. I remember I saw that I think we watched it on this channel. She just collapsed when she got out of the car. She goes, I saw my life flash before my eyes. I thought I was going to die. All sorts of things. Yeah. Very, very scary. This person is so lucky to be alive. even if they do escape with, I'm guessing they got some burns and that broken bone, unfortunately. Let's listen to the rest of the video.
At one point, Randy asked the dispatcher to send a message to his wife, fearful he won't walk away alive.
Tell my wife I love her. Please tell my wife I love her.
But less than a minute later, Columbus police arrive, and as officers try to determine how to pull Randy to safety, Officer Gloria West races to the burning truck.
I'm not going to leave him in there.
That's when the FOP says West, who has been with the division about a year, opens the door and pulls him out.
Randy, come this way. Come this way. Over here. Grab my hand. Grab my hand.
She went in there despite the dangers, got burned herself, opened the door, was able to pull this individual out. All the officers collectively dragged him to safety, and then the car exploded.
Come on, Randy. Stay with me, man.
Body-worn cameras roll as officers provide medical treatment immediately to the man.
He was smoking. This man was on fire. He would 100% had not have lived if they did not take the action they took.
The accident caused the I-270 eastbound to the 71 ramp to be closed for several hours. The victim, now in intensive care at OSU's Wexner Medical Center, listed in fair condition. Officer West treated for minor burns. The wife of the victim did not want to talk on camera, but tells us she appreciates what the officers did for her husband.
They made a split-second decision. They went in there, they pulled him out, and he's alive for it.
On your side, Steve Levine, ABC.
Very heroic cops, even though they do that probably every day and doesn't make it to the news, but very heroic, the fact that they didn't even think, they just ran from the car. Burnt Popcorn says Toyota had that problem with Lexus a while ago, but they kept denying it. I know a few different companies have had acceleration and braking issues. Here's what the car, I think if we can put it up, there's what the car looked like later after they pulled the person out. Look how tall those flames get, almost to the overpass, the top of the overpass. There's no way that person would have survived at all. They would have died in a car fire, basically, car crash. The woman's son was in the car going 113. Yeah, I can't remember her name. Hold on. There was one. Yeah, Lori, is that her name? And we watched it from a while ago. From 2020. I think that's right. Yes, it was okay. It was in Ohio. Okay. I thought it was in Florida for some reason, but sure. This was that other one that I don't know if we can play this one. State Highway Patrol, Idaho. Okay. Ohio.
Let her know I'm here behind her. I'll get a good game plan right there, people. She's all the way over on the right hand side. She can't get slowed down.
That's her SUV, the one with the emergency lights on it. It was at night. The one I remember was during the daytime, but there's probably been a few.
She almost got me. She can't get slowed down. Yeah, she might try to walk up the back wheel, so I'm not sure she's going to be able to control that slide.
Emma, this is Becky. I need you to listen to me right now, okay? Okay. She's tapping her brakes, it won't do it.
So I don't know if the situation we just heard from with the brakes is similar, but that, very lucky to not end up like this. And that person in this one is very lucky as well that they probably just in hospital with some burns. Well, burns are never fun, but at least they're not deceased right now. Yeah, it's very touching. During the 6-minute 911 call, the man asked the dispatcher to send his wife a message, fearful he wouldn't walk away alive. Tell my wife I love her, please. My wife, I love her. Tell my wife I love her. That is very, very sweet. In his final moments, that's what he thought of. They said, Apparently, on the body-worn cameras, you can hear the officer telling the other officer, "I'm not gonna just leave him in there." She's very, very brave, that woman. Let's see, what condition is he in? The victim is now in intensive care at OSU Wexner Medical Center and is listed in fair condition. The officer who rescued him was treated for minor burns and is expected to be okay. And yeah, the wife did not want to comment on what happened to her husband. I'm guessing that Crash Investigation will be doing a thorough report, finding out why that car wouldn't stop. I mean, it's a hazard, not just to them, to other drivers. Could have crashed into someone else. So they will want to know why that car was unable to brake. No, that's not the one I remember. The one I remember was a woman. Don't know if it's the one we played, but there was a woman on the phone and she was like hysterical. She had been in the car. It must have been like over half an hour, and she was constantly on the phone to dispatch, and they were like, "Try the brake, try the handbrake, try this, try the ignition, try turning it off and on again." They really told her. They're like, "Try turning it off and on again." They're like, "We've run out of ideas. The only thing we have is from IT. The IT people tell us that if you sometimes turn it on or turn it off and back on again, it may work. So try that." Rachel says that officer needs some recognition. I know it's their job, but they're all very brave. Yeah, they should be nominated for what they did. They saved a life and they put their own life in harm's way, like severely harm's way, to make sure they didn't burn to death in that vehicle. You can see that photo. It was only moments after that person got pulled out. He tried that and it did nothing. That's right. Yuda, good to see you, my friend. So there you go. Hey, Top Secret to you. Good to have you. And Texas Roadrunner. Good to have you all after the dud fight of a century. Hopefully we never have to witness that again. So yeah, there we go. Very, very dramatic body camera footage. And luckily no one died. Thank the Lord. All right, hold on. I thought we'd start off with something not as violent as we normally talk about. Let me go grab the violent ones, because they're always what we talk about. Hold on. Okay. 1 second, my friends. Something is causing us to lag severely, and I'm trying to find out what it is. Uh-huh. Don't know, but that's okay. We will keep going. Oh, so the other day I brought you a story about a head that washed up in Miami, or near Miami, in Key Biscayne. So they actually discovered who it was. They say, "Please confirm human head found on beach belongs to missing swimmer." That is very awful. Let's see, what is the video we can play about it? Let's see.
This is 7 News at 6:30.
Good evening, everyone. And developing at this hour, an update on the person this missing swimmer we've been telling you about, and the heartbreaking ending to this case.
That's right. 7's Maricela Burgos is live in Southwest Miami-Dade near the family's home with the devastating update. Maricela.
And what we know, according to police, is that there was a head that was found along the shore, and now police officers are confirming that belonged to a missing swimmer. Just truly devastating. Earlier in the week, I talked to that 19-year-old's family. They were very hopeful. They even requested that people with boats go out on the water and search for him. But they also wanted closure. And sadly, this is not the closure that they wanted. This is just unbelievably difficult for them. According to authorities, the head, as I mentioned, that washed up on shore behind the Ocean Sound Key Colony condos in Key Biscayne on Tuesday was that missing swimmer, 19-year-old Victor Enrique Castañeda Jr. Police say he went missing after going for a swim with friends near South Point Beach in Miami Beach on Saturday. Several emergency crews looked for him, including the U.S. Coast Guard. His family calls Victor a hero because they say he saved his sister, who was also in the water with him. Now, I do know that police officers are still investigating this case. They have not released a cause of death yet, but we do know tragically that the head that was found on Tuesday was that missing swimmer, 19-year-old Victor Castañeda Jr.
Not the not the update we were hoping for. Only 19. I told you all the other day when that story popped up that my most likely guess of who it might be was a missing swimmer, because they're the ones who normally turn up pretty quickly after it happens. The question is, how did his head get separated from the body, and where is the rest of him? That is my question. Where is the rest of this young man? And will they be able to find him to bring him back to his family? Because I mean, I guess you could have a burial with just the head, but let me see if I can find anything here for you. Let's go to WBBH. Let's see what they have to say. They say authorities said the human head that washed ashore on Tuesday belonged to a teen swimmer who disappeared off South Beach over the weekend. That's not that long, right, guys? So it was found Tuesday morning. He went missing over the weekend on Saturday. It's only 3 days. It's pretty quick. They're saying on Saturday, Miami police responded to South Point Park after reports of a swimmer in distress. They're saying officers identified the victim as 19-year-old Victor, who had reportedly gone into the water with his younger sister. Police said that Victor and his sister got caught in a rip current. The sister made it to safety, but her older brother did not and was not seen re-emerging from that water. They say Miami-Dade police said a person raking the beach found the human remains and notified law enforcement, who confirmed it was a human head on Tuesday morning. Police confirmed on Friday that the remains are Victor's, following the ME's confirmation of that ID. They say the Miami Police Department extends prayers and condolences to the family. Our victim advocates will continue to provide support to the family during this time. Miami police said they are still investigating his death at this moment. I hope so, because it doesn't. I don't know how Miami's waters would affect decomp of a body, but 3 days sounds awfully fast to become disconnected from, the rest of the remains. Hold on, ladies and gents. Okay, good. Good. I got been waiting all day for my shopping to be delivered, my grocery shopping, and it's finally turning up. Hey, woman of steel, how are you? A shark? Maybe a shark. Could be. Hold on, ladies and gents. Problem solved. It's good to see you all. All right. Yeah, so there we go. There's a photo of him, actually. I'll put that up on the screen. Share this. There we go. There's a photo of the young man that went missing. Rip currents are no joke, man. We have them down here, and that's one of the biggest lessons they tell to either people who are not growing up around the water, or a lot of times tourists. The massive amount of deaths we have in Australia in the waterways are somewhat locals, but a lot of them are people who come from other countries and overestimate their abilities in the water. The other thing is, people don't know how to spot the rip currents, and growing up here, a lot of us are taught when we're younger how to look for them. But if you've never done it before, it just looks like normal water. So it's like anywhere that water is moving back out to sea. So if you ever see water coming in and then you see a channel moving back out, you don't swim there. That is most likely a rip current. And you can spot them another way where the waves are not equal to the rest of the sets coming in. If the sets coming in look all horizontal, then that's fine. But if you start getting like this jaggedness where they're crossing over or they don't look symmetrical, that's could be a rip current too. You're not supposed to swim there. But yeah, that's what we get told. Carolina says every year we have tourists drown with the riptide. Yep, so do we. Hundreds of people from Asia, India, all sorts of places, and they overestimate their abilities in the open ocean, and unfortunately they drown. So just like unfortunately this guy, but it sounds like he was trying to save his younger sibling, and his life was taken, but she survived. There's that footage from earlier this week. We can show you again.
Chilling discovery on the shore of Key Biscayne Tuesday morning.
It's a shocker.
Police say a human head was found by a person raking the beach just after 8:30 a.m. near the condos at Key Colony. Detectives say the head washed ashore.
Whoever found it, that had to be very horrifying. But again, I don't think that has any reflection on Key Biscayne or crime or concern.
I saw the police, but they didn't say it, just said that there was an investigation.
Investigators are working with a medical examiner to determine the identity of the individual and are not ruling out any scenario. They are looking into missing persons cases and also whether or not foul play was involved.
Could be anything. Who knows?
Well, now we do know that it was a missing swimmer, and it sounds like they probably had a fair idea of who that might be pretty quickly, since that case of a swimmer who didn't surface was probably pretty well known within the police department. LMS says Bondi Rescue, what they do is no joke. It's a little bit of a joke because it's Bondi, but sure. It's still Bondi. Woman of Steel says, what a wonderful kid. I know, right? Angela says, I would be devastated to see my son's head carried away in a bag like that. That's what I said the other day, that it seemed a little disrespectful. They were just like, put the bowling ball in the bag and walk away, clutching it in my hand. That's the image we had the other day. Do they have it here? Yeah, this fella, there he is. He's like, yep, I've got the head. I'm going to be just carrying it out of here in me bag. And yeah, that like, where's the body bag? You could have at least put it in a some sort of small medical bag or something. That just looks like he chucked it in a Costco bag and went, yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Hey Tharvi, how are you? Carla says that case last night said it would take 6 to 8 weeks to identify, yet this only took a day. It might be because they didn't have anyone else that was missing from the area, or they were able, so sometimes they don't need to do DNA. DNA is what takes a long period of time, but if you can get forensic dentistry, if you can get those records very quickly, you can get that done in a day or two. I've seen that in other murder cases where they were able to get those records within, half a day, and they were able to get it to the medical examiner. They were then able to make an ID off that within 24 hours. So that is how you can do it without having to do a DNA test. So that's probably what they did in this particular one. That's what I'm guessing anyway. Woman of Steel says, I think they always put the parts in a body bag on a stretcher or a gurney. Right. I've seen that with dismembered remains, or when they found a pair of legs, or, a random arm. They always put it in the long body bag and then gurney it off into the ME's truck or whatever. I've never seen a guy just come along and go, yeah, this bio bag will do. Let me grab the head. Like, it seems a little seems a little like Benny Hill and, Monty Python. "Where do you keep the head?" "I keep him in the bag." It seems a little disrespectful. But hey, what do I know? I don't collect heads for a living. Maybe this guy does. They also do it with bones. Right, yeah, bones, any sort of human remains, they at least put it in a full body bag and then tag it. So, odd. The guy literally just picked it up. I don't know if we can just see it here. It reminds me of that one in, Scotland where that young guy thought it was a Halloween prop and just picked up the head. It's sort of like this guy saw that video and went, "Well, that guy in Scotland did it. I'm a medical examiner, I can do it." Yeah, let's see.
Police say a human head was found by a person raking the beach just after 8:30 a.m. near the
Yeah, he just popped it in the bag like it was a pineapple. I think the tide was coming in. Yeah, I know. It just seems a bit funny, to do it like that. So there's the video from the earlier this week. At least we know who it is now. At least we know who it is. The bigger question is, will the rest of him wash ashore at some point? And this is the hard choice some families have to do, right? They have this choice. It's, do they proceed with a funeral now, or do they wait to see if the rest of him shows up? And they have to sit in this type of limbo and be like, do we have a ceremony and next week, or do we wait a month? Do we wait 6 months? What do we do? And that'd be very hard for the family. Yeah, the bag is a bit see-through. I know, you can see some details. I know. Hey, Woman of Steel, how are you? Yeah, it would be a bit gross. Um, yeah, so I would sympathize with the family, trying to make that decision. I'm guessing they might base it on what police might say. They might say, "Hey, if he hasn't turned up, by the weekend or something, chances of him coming ashore or whatever is probably pretty low and probably not recoverable." What do they call that? Bad optics. Yeah, it just doesn't look great. It just seems almost unprofessional. It borders on being unprofessional. Yeah, it's just a bit strange. It's just like they treated it like as if it was a, they're like, "Oh, some rubbish washed up on the beach. Let me put it in a bag and throw it away." Let me see what else we can find about Victor, because I would like to know. Where is his name? Victor Enrique Castaneda Jr. He just graduated too, apparently. Yeah. Here's a graduation photo with him in his cap and gown. And it looks like it's Victor Castaneda and his sister at his graduation from Somerset Academy Charter High School in Princeton in South Miami-Dade. According to his... Oh, they have a GoFundMe? Let's have a look. What does the family have to say? Here, let's go to the GoFundMe. GoFundMe. In memory of... Wait. Do they have two? No. Okay. Don't know why it works like that, but they don't. Here, in memory of Victor, help his family heal. So far, his local community and people from afar, 188 people have raised $22,000 for his family. That is very kind of the local community. So it says he died a hero, using all his strength to save his sister from drowning. Even before this, Victor was a hero in every sense. He sacrificed his dreams to join the army. all to provide a home for his family. Serving others was always his true calling. Please help by donating and sharing this GoFundMe. Your support will help Victor's family heal. How much he was loved and cared for. It also helped for funeral and burial services, even in his absence. Victor continues to protect and serve his family. Any contribution helps, and all funds will go directly to Victor's family during this difficult time. I am sorry if you hear my stomach growling. We are waiting on our grocery delivery, and poor Ping is like, "Give me my food." And my stomach's like, "We have to eat." Uh, yeah, it's very, very awful to lose a young man at 19. Had a whole life ahead of him too. Pretty awful, but I'm happy to see the community has come out to help make the time easier on them. But like I said, they have a decision to make on how long do they wait to see if they can find the rest of him, and what would they do? Do you think they would just it would be easier to maybe cremate him? That way, if you do find the rest of him later, you could cremate him and then either keep the ashes and add them together at a later point and make them whole, or you could scatter them at a place that he loved, and then if you ever found the rest of him, you could do the same with the rest of his remains as well. That is an idea. That is an idea. What the hell was that? Sounded like a freaking helicopter hit my house. The hell? I think my neighbors are having a party. Marilander says his poor sister. I know she's going to have survivor's guilt for a long time, unfortunately. Call the slow coach. Thank you for the super sticker, Sean. I appreciate that. Yeah, everyone's donations will go into that raffle in December. I appreciate everyone's support this week has been amazing. It really has. Also, I got a Ko-Fi at the start of the show from Carla. Carla, thank you so much. It is very kind of you, and support of the channel means a lot. Woman of Steel says, I have no idea what I would do. The reason I'm talking about that choice is because I heard people in Israel have the same problem. They've found parts of their loved ones, like they've found heads or arms or, whatever body parts, but they haven't found the rest of them. And they're in their religion, apparently they need all of them. And they're not sure what to do. They're like, do we keep waiting, hoping we get the rest of it? Do we have a ceremony now and then do another one later? Or they're having to live in this type of limbo situation. So I would suspect that this family would be going through something similar. Angela says, I would hold the service now and deal with the body later. Yeah, but what do you do with the part you already found? Do you keep it at the morgue for however long, and do you bring it to the funeral or not? These are very hard choices. Rachel says, I'm not even sure how you'd make that decision. No, I don't know how you do it either. Love the turtle. I know, right? Yeah, I like the sticker. It's a good one. Actually, I'm going to star it. Oh, don't go away. There we go. I'm going to star it so we can bring it up later. All right. That is not the update I think any of us were hoping for. Well, it's hard to have a hope for any good outcome when you find a head on a beach, but maybe not this story is what we were hoping for. All right, let's keep going, my friends. Oh, this is interesting. Apparently, Mamta's mum has spoken to the media for the first time. I'm going to take us to WUSA 9, see if we can hear that. From Mamta Kafle Bhatt. We all know her. They are still looking for her daughter, but let's listen.
Family of Mamta Kafle Bhatt, the Manassas Park mother and nurse, has been missing since late July, and police believe her husband killed her. but at this point, he's only charged with concealing a dead body.
Just a few hours ago, Mamta's family members spoke with our Katie Lusso. They shared the unimaginable heartbreak they are feeling. This is an interview you'll see only right here on WUSA 9.
Tonight, for the first time, we spoke directly with Mamta's mother and brother. They are both absolutely heartbroken, but tonight telling me they are so grateful for the outpouring of support they've seen from this community. Speaking to WUSA 9 with the help of a translator.
My daughter was a very hardworking, very sincere person, very honest person.
Mamta Kafle fought back tears as she spoke about her daughter, Mamta Kafle Bhatt.
So I would talk to her every day, once or twice.
Her son and Mamta's brother, Mahesh Kafle, by her side Monday night as she shared how she last spoke with her daughter on July 29th.
She would always talk to me only about good things.
Investigators have painted a disturbing picture of what they believe happened to the 28-year-old mother and nurse, citing evidence of bloodstains throughout the Manassas Park home she lived in with her husband, Naresh Bhatt, and signs that a body had been dragged from room to room.
We even don't imagine about the things that happen.
Her brother Mahesh and her mother in the U.S. from Nepal on an emergency visa, now caring for Mamta's 1-year-old daughter. They say they're beyond grateful to the community.
I'd like to say thank you to everybody. So all the people here in the US has really, really helped me. This Mamta might get justice because of that.
While hopeful for justice, Mamta's mother is devastated that her daughter is still nowhere to be found.
My heart is hurt because she was a person who was very hardworking, very beautiful, very honest. She aspired to be somebody great. She worked really hard for it, and she could be. I don't know what to say every time because I can never forget her, but whenever I think about it, I have my heart.
Now her husband, Naresh Bhatt, is facing a single charge of concealing a dead body. His trial is set to begin next month.
Yeah, we will definitely be covering that trial when it happens. Hold on, guys. We'll definitely be covering that trial when it happens, and I don't think that's the only charge that we're ever going to see from Naresh. We're going to have a lot more. What sad story did you just click on? They're all sad stories in true crime, unfortunately. But hey, good to see you. Rachel says, this is so heartbreaking. I hope their baby brings some comfort to them. The fact that they were able to get emergency custody of her child is great. Very happy with that. Woman of Steel says, justice for Mamta every day. Got to find where she is, though. Same with Susan Simpson. If we could find where either of them is, that would be very nice. Same with the woman down here in Ballarat. All three of those women missing this year. And then who else do we have outstanding? We have Sebastian Rogers as well, the teenager from Tennessee. We're going to end the year. Are we going to end the year and not find any of those 4 people? It could be. I hope not, but it sounds like it might be. That we're going to end this year with no answers on those 4 particular cases. Susan Morphew, Summerwells. They found Susan, though. Susan Morphew, they located. There's no charges, but they did locate her body. Summerwells is a mystery right now. I pray they find her body. Me too. She can't be far away. I fully believe that Naresh didn't go too far from the family home because he wouldn't have wanted to be caught with her remains in the car. So I don't think she's too far away. And we're not talking like hours away from their area. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to check. Apparently our delivery is here, but they're not here, if that makes sense. So I'm keeping an eye out for the delivery driver. Let's see. But very nice to hear from her mum, who has kept silent since she came to Manassas Park a few months ago now, and came here to get emergency custody of her daughter's baby, and they did that. Oh, geez. Okay, hold on, guys. I have to go. I'll be back 5 minutes.
first time we are hearing from the family of Mamta Kafle Bhatt. The Manassas Park mother and nurse has been missing since.
All right, I'm back. Oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry. That was the worst grocery delivery I've had in a long time. That was terrible. That woman, she came to my door and then she rang my phone. She's like, "I can't find the entry to your home," and I'm like, "It's right here, and I left the door open for you, so you could just come in and put it in." Anyway, she's like, "Okay, can you open the door?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can open the door." So I opened the door, and then she took however long I was gone for to pack 2 crates of stuff, and I was like, "Do you want me to help? I'll carry it." And she's like, "No, no, no, that's fine." Anyway, took like 15 minutes to give me like 4 bags of groceries. No, they didn't lose them. They're just, I don't know, terrible on the weekends, I guess. I don't know. I normally do it during the week on a Monday, because normally we're fine on the weekend, but we're busy on Monday, so I did it on this one, and terrible, terrible. I hope that video didn't play like 4 times in a row while I was gone. I didn't mean for that to happen. But there we go. Yeah. So what were we up to? Up to Mamta. Sorry about that. I hate having to break the show. So here we go. So the chief of police in Manassas Park says that Mamta Kafle Bhatt's mother spoke with her daughter on July 29th. Yeah, that's the last contact. They said they would talk once or twice every day. She and Mamta's brother spoke to WUSA 9 Monday night, and they just said they're very thankful for the support from everyone, the community, people standing up for their sister and daughter. And yeah, they're saying the two told WUSA 9 that Mamta Kafle Bhatt worked hard to become a nurse and was well liked. She was very good in her education. She would make sure to greet everyone, namaste, whenever she saw anybody. She hasn't done anything wrong to anybody. Everybody knows that. She would always greet. She was very bright, beautiful as well. They said she also told WUSA 9 that she last spoke to her daughter on July 29th, but said Mamta never mentioned anything negative. She would only talk to me about good things because I was far. She would not tell me anything bad. Well, we know that Mamta was having marital troubles dating back to maybe as early as January this year, maybe even last year in 2023 as well. So she was obviously trying to guard her mother from bad news or just worrying, I guess. Nothing was on. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Well, there you go. You guys had to entertain yourselves for how long was I gone? About 10 minutes? Normally, by the way, our people who deliver the groceries, they're great. They do such a good job. I leave the door open, they come in, they lay everything out in a row and knock on the door and leave. This lady, I don't know if it's her first day or just having a bad day, I don't know. But hey, we all sometimes do a crap job. So I'm not gonna be mean to her too much. We all have bad days at work, or we all do a substandard job sometimes. So, unless you're an airplane pilot, you're not allowed to have any days off. It says here in court documents, Manassas Park police officer C. Ventura wrote that police found a substantial amount of digital and forensic evidence, and that police believe Naresh Bhatt murdered his wife and attempted to cover it up. There was evidence in the residence indicating the body was inside the residence and dragged out of the residence. Well, no, that's what they're fighting over in court. They're fighting over this wording in court that the body was dragged within the residence, but not dragged out of the residence. And Naresh's lawyers are actually, that's what they're trying to argue to get him out of jail. They're trying to say the warrant was made to seem more evil and nasty than it actually is. So the question everyone should be asking Naresh is, okay, well, if the body wasn't dragged outside of the home, and you admit that the body was dragged inside the home, where is the body now? That is the question, right? No one should be worried about the wording on a arrest warrant or a search warrant. They should be, where's the body now? You know, we all agree the body was dragged, maybe not dragged to outside the home, but where is it now? So we all agree there was a body. So someone died, and we believe it is your wife, unless you're killing other people in your home. You know, if he ever agrees that there was a body dragged in the home, you've got him. There's not much he can fight about that. Woman of Steel says her husband is such a coward, he won't get away with it. He is the definition of cowardice. Yeah, dragged in the bedroom to the bathroom is what they're saying. Oh, Charisma says, thank you to whoever gifted my membership. I must have missed it while I was gone. It wasn't Sean, but he says, happy birthday, Rachel. I don't know. It might have been yesterday. Yesterday we had 2 gifted memberships, one from Lisa, one from I don't know who the second one was. I know the name, but I can't think of it. I'm having a mental blank. I'm not sure, but there was 2 yesterday. If I think of the second person, I'll tell you. And it's not because I don't remember them. I talk to them a lot. I just having a weird mental blank. Let me see if I got the email. No, let me go to my sent emails. No. Oh, it was Kathy Lynch, I think. I think it was Kathy Lynch. Was it Sienna? Could have been Sienna. Could have been. Oh, it might have been Sienna and Lisa Foster. Yeah. Okay, there we go. We know now. Sean says he had time to plan getting rid of it, unlike Samantha's at Ballarat. You know, that worries me, Sean, that Samantha Murphy, he had no time, like under a few hours before people were looking for her. And somehow he's been able to hide her in a place where nobody can find her. Like no one can find this woman. They've spent months searching for her and they don't have any idea of where she could be. I remember early on, people were very concerned about disused gold mine shafts in the area. I kind of like that theory. I kind of like that theory now because where else is she? People would have smelt a dead body decomposing around Ballarat. I'm sure of it. There's people that jog and hike and do family events in the outback and things like that. I'm sure someone would have smelt a decomposing body over 9 months around that area. But I kind of like the mine shaft theory because the police have checked so many different places for her and they've come up with 0. Who helped him? His girlfriend? The girl? Maybe. Gayla says so many mines up there. There's heaps. Let me switch stories. Give me 1 sec. All right. Footy mates? He has an accomplice? That could explain why he's not talking. He hasn't spoken to police at all. He won't even talk to them to confirm his own name, apparently, from what I've heard. He is just non-compliant. Won't answer their questions, won't tell them where he's been, won't even verify that he lives at his property. He is fully non-compliant. True. He had a very interesting history though. I don't know if anyone from his family would help him. He was already the black sheep of his family. So I don't know if anyone would have helped him dispose of a female's body. Yeah, okay. So Naresh Bhatt is facing a single charge of concealing a dead body, and his trial for that particular charge is expected to start in December. From what I understand, police were really hoping to find Mamta by now so that they could have cancelled that trial in December, upgraded his charges to murder, and then booked in a capital trial next year. But so far, they have come up empty-handed while searching for Mamta. So, unfortunately, that trial in December, unless someone finds her before then, will go ahead. So he's going to go ahead on one charge, concealing a body, or concealing the body of Mamta. So we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see. Missing 13-year-old girl from DC found safe. Why? Who is this? I have no idea. So they won't give us the name. They're like, police have located the teenager according to a post on Twitter. DC police are asking for the public's help in finding a 13-year-old girl who's not been seen since November 2nd. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance are not known. According to police, she was last seen in the 900 block of the 12th Street Northeast on Sunday around 4:40 p.m. She's described as 5'3", 130 pounds with brown and blonde hair and brown eyes. Police did not offer a clothing description, but said she was possibly wearing New Balance sneakers, wouldn't give us a name, couldn't tell us what she looks like. Don't you hate those ones? We get them here in Australia sometimes. They're like, we're looking for this person, but we can tell you nothing about them. If you see a teenager between this tall and sort of this big to this big, they might be, 13 to 15, and they might be blonde or brown haired. They may have blue or green eyes, possibly brown. Contact us. Contact us if you've seen that child. They do that down here too. Laura says, at least she's safe. Yes, at least they found that little girl. Gayla says, I don't think they will find her. I think they will. I think they'll find Mamta. I don't think Naresh is smart enough to hide her well enough that she'll never be found. I believe they'll find her. How can anyone help look? Exactly. When they don't give you a name. So if you see this girl, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to go, hey, 13-year-old girl that's sort of 5'2" and 160 pounds. Are you missing by any chance? And then she's going to call the cops saying there's a weird guy talking to me asking me if I'm a missing child. And then you're going to have a separate investigation about a weird man harassing children in the city. It doesn't help anyone. It helps nobody. All right, let's move on. That's Mamta. It was very nice to hear from her mum. It really was. It's oh, is this a different one? Oh, that's the full thing. I don't want to play that, but what I do want to do is give you the link to it. So if you want to hear the full thing from Mamta's mum and her brother, here is the link to that. You can watch it later if you want. There you go. You think it's too late and she's distributed in landfill? I don't like that theory. I've been following this case since day one. I may actually know more about this case than most other YouTubers because I've been following it for so long. And I've read a lot of the documents. A lot of them have been sent to me. I don't like that theory. I think she was dumped, possibly in pieces, but not so small that we'll never find her. And I don't like the idea that she was dumped in trash bins. I think if that was the case and the police, I think that if that's the case, that they would have already searched landfill. Why would they not do that if they could find her? Yeah, I know what they said, but I don't believe that's that's their working theory right now. That was said like 3.5 to 2 months ago or something, and they keep searching parks and woodlands and stuff like that. So I would say it might be one of their early theories that they thought. I reckon they'll find her. Nepalese people are very kind and humble. I agree. You can see her mum, she was more concerned about if her daughter was nice to people and greeted them properly, not whether she had a great marriage or not that her daughter, was whatever. She was just like, my daughter was very nice and greeted people often and was very kind to them. That's all she seemed to care about. So I agree. Yeah, I know that's what they've said, but I believe if they truly believed that, they would have put the money into search landfill, and they just haven't yet. So what? They want that murder charge. So I would think if they really wanted that murder charge, they would be looking for any trace of Mamta, whether or not they had to search landfill. And I know they know the statistics on searching landfill, that every week that you don't go there and you don't look for that person, your odds decrease by 10% for every week that you don't go. So we're what? A million weeks since she went missing? It lowers their success rate substantially. So I mean, I know I've seen that interview. I've seen that person speak to the media and what they've said. Maybe it was just one of their running theories at the time, because if that's true, why do they keep searching weird parks and bushland? And if they're so sure of that, they wouldn't send the police out to do these giant line searches of Manassas Park or whatever. Like, doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Hey, Permaculture, good to see you. And yeah, I would say that they're so desperate for that murder charge instead of this concealing a body charge that they would do anything, including going to landfill. And so far, I don't think we've heard that right. They went to a couple places, but they haven't found anything. Yeah, Mamta Bhatt. They went to Loudoun County. They went to that park, or they've been to a couple of parks. They went here. I was trying to find that place they went to. Yeah, Signal View Drive. They went to another one too. Yeah, I can't find it, but there was another location they searched as well. Yeah, either way, my opinion stands. I don't change. I still think the same thing. All right, let's move away from this particular one. Someone sent me this story the other day, and I don't know why we didn't end up doing it, but I'll show it to you. How crazy! Spirit Airlines flight from Fort Lauderdale to Haiti diverted to Dominican Republic after being struck by gunfire. Gunfire, a plane. They're saying Port-au-Prince is it Haiti? I'm probably saying it wrong. A Spirit Airlines flight traveling from Fort Lauderdale to Port-au-Prince was diverted to Santiago. Where in the world is Carmen Santiago? Dominican Republic after the aircraft was struck by gunfire, according to the airline. Flight 951, which departed Fort Lauderdale Monday morning, landed safely in Santiago. They say an inspection revealed damage consistent with gunfire, according to the airline. A video shared on X showed bullet holes. All right, we got to look for the bullet holes. I want to see bullet holes in a plane. Where can we see bullet hole? Oh, here we go. So it's showing me this photo. Let's have a look. Not sure what we're supposed to be looking at, but I'm guessing it's this, whatever this is here. It's pretty poor quality. Let's find out why it was struck by gunfire. No, they don't know why or who hit it with gunfire. An imaginary fighter jet. Let's head to CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Video appears to show where gunfire struck the cabin of Spirit Airlines Flight 951 as it was about to land at Haiti's Port-au-Prince airport this morning with 48 on board. A flight attendant suffered minor injuries from flying debris, according to the union. The Airbus A320 was over a neighborhood about 550 feet off the ground when it began to quickly climb, diverting to the Dominican Republic. Here you can see what looks like bullet holes in the fuselage.
The decision to get out of there, I think that was a very solid decision.
Former NTSB Chair Robert Sumwalt.
Is this one of those types of incidents that should be a wake-up call to airlines?
Airlines really need to make sure that they understand that these sorts of things can happen in some of these countries where we have political unrest, where we have violence.
The U.S. Embassy in Haiti says it's aware of gang-led efforts to block travel to and from the Port-au-Prince airport amid ongoing unrest there. Spirit says the safety of our guests and team members is our top priority. The airline has suspended service to Haiti.
Airport officials in the Dominican Republic say all of the passengers on that Spirit flight were unharmed. They are set to be flown back to Fort Lauderdale tonight. American and JetBlue have now also suspended service to Port-au-Prince until at least Thursday, Nora.
There you go. You can see some of those bullet holes there. Hey, Carla, for Muffin and Rory, thank you. I appreciate it. I will buy them something in your name. It's very kind of you. See you later, Kim. Bye-bye. A woman of Steel says police hunted for a month in a landfill to find Quinton Simon. It's very hard work. Very hard work. They're actually about to do that one in Canada, looking for 2 women who were killed by Skibisky. Rory. Oi. Sorry, Rory's being naughty. Rory. Muffin. Hey, what are you doing under here? Come on. I've got cats all around me for some reason. Woman Steel says no airline should go there. Well, not while they're firing at planes. Not while they're shooting at airplanes. Dogs should make it faster. They don't tend to use dogs in landfill because of the dangers, but I've heard they sometimes do it, but it's not often. There's a couple of reasons. The trash in the landfill can cut the dogs, even with those little they have those little shoes they put on the dogs. Those can even be cut in landfill due to some of the stuff that's in there. Another thing is, if you use a bloodhound or a cadaver dog, the scents of the landfill are too strong for those types of dogs to find anything. So they often don't use them in landfill. It's human intensive work. Yeah, they go section by section, basically taking a section out, spreading it out and looking. Taking a big square out and then spreading out and looking. Yeah, they don't tend to use canines because they can't smell it. There's too many like crazy, you think of what garbage smells like. It's too many overwhelming smells for the dog. Yeah, neoprene booties, but apparently even those can get cut in landfill due to like tin cans and some metal and plastic. They can cut through it. So there's been dogs that have been injured before. Hold on. Mrs. Ping's looking at me weird. Hold on. All right, everything's all right. Should impose CCTV laws on CCTV in landfill. So in Canada, I think we talked about it. They are imposing new laws on some landfills and garbage trucks, because a couple of places where Skibisky's murder victims went to, or they believe they went to, were not covered by GPS tracking of the trucks or CCTV at the landfill. So they have no idea. But at least for two of them, they did have that information, and that's why they're very certain of where they are. So I don't know why. You've done many CCTVs, or you've done something else? I don't know what he's talking about. Does he mean he's done very... I've done many in New South Wales neoprene booties. That makes a lot of sense. I believe you. I believe you've done many. All right. I want to look more at the bullet holes here. Let's have a look. That's pretty brutal. Imagine if you were sitting in this plane and you're just like, hey, the compression went. Why is there no more compression? Why can't I breathe? Wow, look at that. How would they fire so far up? Was it landing at the time at Port-au-Prince? Has to have been. Here. One flight attendant sustained minor injuries and was being evaluated by medical personnel. No passengers were injured on the flight. The plane then, which was cruising into regular landing, hit the gas and took altitude and got the heck out of Port-au-Prince. Okay, so it was at going into a landing. I thought it would have to do that because you can't fire a gun and hit an aeroplane cruising at 15,000 feet. It's not possible. So it would have to have been closer to Earth. Yeah, it would have to be. Otherwise, how would you shoot it? You're just like, I have the world's largest gun. It can shoot into space. That's how we shoot the aircraft. Although, unless you're like those people in Russia or wherever, and you got one of those rockets where you can shoot an airplane. If you guys don't know, do you remember that? There was the airplane in Serbia? Russia? Somewhere like that? And it got MH3 something. The one that got shot down had a lot of Australians on it. Used to bring back old car magazines and bike parts as a kid to dad's dismay. You were one of those kids who went to the dump and found cool stuff. As a friend, I had a friend who was like that. And I was always telling my dad, how come we couldn't go to the dump? And he's like, because it's a dump. You're not supposed to go there. I hope they catch them, yeah. Hold on. We were going to look for something, and then I talked about something completely different. All right, hold on. I have no idea what I said, what I was going to search for. I lost my train of thought. Don't you hate when that happens? What were we talking about? We're talking about the airplane being hit by a gun. Oh, yeah, I know now. It was that aircraft that went down. What was it? MH something? Oh, no. Yeah, MH17. So it was a different one to MH370. MH370 is the one that crashed somewhere off the coast of Australia. And then there was Malaysian flights, or Malaysian airline flight 17, which was shot down over the Ukraine, which I don't know if you've ever looked at some of the photos from people who went to the crash site when it first happened. I've never seen anything more traumatic in my life. Just chairs, aircraft parts, fires, bits of people strapped into chairs still. Half of people strapped into a chair, the other half of them somewhere else. Wow, that was so traumatic, really awful. And those families still do not have any justice to today. Their family were just killed, but because someone wanted it. Who? Well, we don't know. Probably Russia, but who knows? Could be Ukraine, could be Russia, could be that guy, could be this guy, could be whoever. Has anyone been held accountable? Nah, not really. And those families all lost people for no reason. For no reason. Because they were on a commercial flight flying in the sky. Someone just got a ground to whatever rocket and shot them. Ridiculous. Still don't have any justice for any of their families at all. They've tried to hold people accountable, but it's just a joke. It's like when they take people to, like, the South China Sea, how they're like trying to figure out that, like, what's going on there or whatever. People fighting over territory. Well, there was actually a landmark case that went to the like sea tribunal or whatever. It's for disputes between territory that's in the ocean. So everyone went, Australia, Hong Kong, other countries, China and stuff, went on for years. They finally ruled in favor of everyone but China. And then just China turned around and just went, oh, yeah, but we don't really care what they say. We think they're all liars. And they're very racist against us. So we're just not going to bother, abiding by any of the court rulings. And that's sort of what happened with the MH17. Some people have been, sort of forced accountable, but not really. And they go to the court in The Hague or whatever, and just nothing happens. No one's ever going to be really held accountable. Yes, that's right. So yeah, it just makes me think that probably the same thing will happen with other things like that. Yeah, they said here evidence on the left engine intake ring and left wingtip suggests that the left wing and left engine had also been hit by shrapnel from the missile that was fired at the aircraft. Yeah, it was a Buck ground-to-air missile which ended up hitting MH17. Let's have a look. Let's go down here. Have they kept anyone? Have they sued or arrested anyone? I'm struggling to see any of this that says anyone's in prison over it. Let's have a look. Criminal investigation. Yeah, so really, so nothing. Basically nothing. Oh, one guy. One guy got arrested. His name is Vladimir Teshmak. That's it. One dude. One guy. The Russians gave up one guy. They're like, you can have one guy, that's it. What about the other 17? Nah, you can't have them, but we'll give you this guy. Who was he? He was the head of all aerial weapons systems for our, armed forces. How long's he been in that role? 23 years. And then they go and check into it. They're like, hey, this guy was a baker who, worked in some regional town. He was never in the armed forces. That kind of stuff goes on all the time. Here we go. European Court of Human Rights. The Dutch government announced that it intended to take Russia to the European Court of Human Rights for its role in the downing of MH17. By doing so, it said it was offering maximum support to the individual cases already brought to the court by the family's victims. On January 25th, 2023, the European Court of Human Rights ruled that it could adjudicate the case against Russia because evidence had established that the separatist militias were under the jurisdiction of the Russian Federation and that Moscow had significant influence on the separatist military strategy. It's all bananas. It's all bananas. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, very similar. They'll probably never hold anyone accountable. Let me see. Thank you, April. Let's have a look what your link says. Southwest Airlines struck by bullet prior to takeoff at Dallas Airport. Dallas Airport. They're saying a Southwest airplane was hit by a bullet while preparing to take off from Dallas Love Field? Okay. Airport on Friday evening. Dallas Police Department confirmed to Fox News Digital that officers responded to a shooting just before 10 p.m. What day was this? Oh, today. Okay. So apparently no one likes Southwest aircraft, apparently. Everyone's like, I hate their bright colors and their blue planes. No one likes them, and apparently now they're being shot at in 2 different countries. They're saying here, a spokesman for the airport confirmed the incident and said the plane had sustained damage and returned to the gate, where passengers were safely deplaned. I hate when I get deplaned. Southwest said they will accommodate its customers on another flight and added that law enforcement authorities have been notified. The plane has also been removed from service. The runway was temporarily closed after the incident. Yeah, let's go to Dallas Police. Let's see if I can find that update. What flight was this? Dallas Love Airport. Let's go to KGW. If it'll let me. Hold on. All right, there we go. They're saying a Southwest airplane hit by gunfire at Dallas Love Field. A source confirmed to WFAA that 99 people were aboard the flight when it was hit. It was Southwest Airlines Flight 2594, taxied safely back to the terminal at Dallas Love Field after a bullet apparently struck the right side of the aircraft just under the flight deck while the crew were preparing for departure for Indianapolis. No injuries were reported. Southwest will accommodate our customers on another flight. Dallas PD said it is investigating the incident. What is going on with Southwest Airlines and being shot at? Who knows? Like Lockerbie? A little bit. Kathy Lynch says, good morning, Pink. Good morning. Yeah, only one guy. And it's been going on for years. Like, you can see that Wikipedia I was on. Look. They got this one, and this investigation, and this one over here, and there's this one, and this one, that one as well in 2018. There was this one here, that one. There was this one from the Dutch authorities. There was one over here from, what is this one called? The International Civil Aviation Organization. There's been hundreds of investigations, and no one's ever been really held accountable for killing. How many people did this kill? Like 100 and something, or hold on, let's go to the top. Here. A total of 298 people. 200, almost 300 people shot out of the sky. And everyone's just like, well, you know, we've done a bunch of investigations. But Russia's very scary. It's a very scary country, and we don't really want to get in trouble with them. So we're going to pretend like we're doing these really big investigations into it, and every so often we're going to release a few documents and a press statement saying we're working very hard and here's what we've been up to, but we're really not going to hold anyone truly accountable for the actions of killing 300 people. But we're trying. There's a lot of YouTube videos of people who hate Southwest. That's a good place to start about who shot the aircraft. It is interesting that 2 aircraft have been shot in a week, though. I wonder how often this happens, though. Let's see. Rory. Airport stop at gunfire. Okay. I wanted to see if it's happened in the past at the same airfield. 8 days ago. Nope, that's the one in Haiti or Haiti or whatever. 12 hours ago, 4 days ago. It's probably happened before, right? There's no, yeah, here. No, that was a flight bound for Fort Lauderdale returned to Havana on Sunday after the aircraft reportedly struck a bird. No, that's not gunshot. Okay, here. South, no, that's not the same thing. No, that was a shooting in a parking lot. No, I can't really find another one. So it's very strange that it happened twice in about a week at 2 different places. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's a lot of people who don't like Southwest Airlines. All right, here we go. Me either. Me either. Rory and Muffin want treats. They can read and see the donation they got on the stream tonight. Maybe they can. Muffin. Muff. Hey, can you read donations? What do you reckon? Hey, come here. No? What are you watching her for? No? You want mum instead. He wants mum instead. He doesn't want dad. Hey. I don't know. Mum's doing something that he's very, very obsessed with. Hey, come here. Yeah, I know. I think he thinks you're gonna give him food. Yeah, no food for you, big boy. Not yet, anyway. What does it say? Divert after hours. We may not have we may not have a story about another gunshot for an airplane, but we do have this. Flight to New Hampshire diverted after Oregon man exposes himself, according to federal officials. Authorities charged a 25-year-old with indecent exposure after he allegedly exposed himself and urinated in the aisle of the airplane. A flight to Manchester, New Hampshire was diverted Wednesday after a man allegedly exposed himself and urinated in the aisle of the airplane. Why do people do that? Do they have too many drinks and they're like, oh, I can't be bothered getting to the bathroom. Let me just pee in the aisle. It's sort of what it feels like. The 25-year-old Oregon man was arrested and charged with indecent exposure after the flight landed at Buffalo Niagara International Airport. He was released after making an initial appearance in federal court in Buffalo, according to a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of New York. The American Eagle flight departed from Buffalo shortly after the incident, according to an email statement from American Airlines. We thank our team members for their professionalism and our customers for their understanding. Yes, customers can be pretty understanding about people peeing in the aisles of the airplane. A man told officers he was flying from Portland, Oregon to Manchester and had several whiskey and colas before boarding the flight. There's your problem. And then more of them during a layover in Chicago. There's your other half of the problem. After boarding the flight in Chicago, he said he got up to use the restroom and was coming back to his seat, but he had a medical urination problem, according to the criminal complaint. Then why did you have 15 whiskey and colas before flying on an aircraft where you know getting to and from the bathroom is probably going to be pretty annoying? You sound like a jerk off. I mean, you're just like, my medical problems are everyone's problems. If I have to pee in the aisle, then so be it. I'm super important and I'll have as many drinks as I can, even though I've got a busted bladder. What a weirdo. Don't be like him. Don't drink 15 whiskey and colas on a layover and then pee in the aisle. Don't do that. It's bad for business. Yeah, Niagara Falls. Woman of Steel says, "Remember when we used to dress up for flights and it was really special?" Yeah. Now we all wear singlets and G-strings on airplanes. All the girls wear like bikinis and then get upset while people are staring at them. They're like, "Why is that guy perving on me?" And everyone looks around and goes, "Because you're the only one wearing a bikini on an airplane. And everyone else is wearing tracksuit pants and a top probably." They go, "This ain't the beach." Rachel says, "Right, I don't think people should drink excessive and fly." They really do need to start putting in limits for airplane alcohol consumption. It's led to so many problems. Like, I don't care if you want to have a couple of drinks on a flight. For some people, that's their only way of relaxing, and if they have anxiety during a flight, especially a long flight. So I have no problem with people drinking on airplanes, but I do have a problem with people thinking that it's like going to TGI Fridays and you're ordering rounds of drinks for all your friends. It's not the same. You're supposed to just have a couple of drinks with your meal or on takeoff to chill out a little bit and relax, not have 47 vodka and cola and die in the bathroom from alcohol poisoning. That's not the right idea. It's like riding the city bus. It is. April B says, "I've heard about a lady on a flight that had..." Oh, yeah. Did we read that out? There was a lady who unfortunately had explosive poop problem, and apparently it was so bad. I read a report that said passengers reported that her butt was acting like a fountain and it was uncontrollable, and the entire place got covered in what we suspect is probably not chocolate syrup. Yeah, that story was messed up. Apparently, they had to strip the entire aircraft because it's a biohazard, and they had to like steam clean everything, get brand new carpet in, take chairs out and throw them away, and it was brutal. Can you imagine being the aircraft workers who have to do that because of either your medical problem that you think is okay just to travel anywhere and everywhere with, even if you have a problem, or someone took far too much Ozempic and got on a flight and went, "I'll be fine," and then ended up having fountain butt. I remember that story when it came out, though. Yeah, here, I can play it for you. Fox 11 out of Los Angeles has the story. They have the aircraft communications too. It's hilarious.
A flight headed for Spain was forced to turn around because of an unfortunate situation.
Negative. It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta.
All the way through the airplane, yeah. Sadly, for those passengers, the diarrhea was not contained to the bathroom.
Oh, my goodness.
It happened about 2 hours into the flights. After making an emergency landing, everybody was transferred to a different plane. Delta says the original plane was deep cleaned and described the moment as a, quote, medical issue. I also heard that people tried to spray vanilla.
Where did you hear that?
And we all know that vanilla doesn't do so I'm just hearing. Listen, I'm just hearing what I was told.
Who told you? You know somebody on this plane?
No, but it's all over the internet. Is that people were trying to spray vanilla, it didn't work. Secretly, I hope that this person who had the emergency did something like maybe you broke up with your girlfriend over text.
Was this a medical condition?
It's a medical.
Why did they have
this poor person
such severe diarrhea?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if you've ever had food poisoning, though, you know.
That's what I mean. It's hard to control
tough.
yourself.
My God. And how bad must they feel?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if they do feel bad. I'm not sure if they feel bad or they're one of these weird people that want to put their own medical issues on other people. I'm not sure. It could be like, what do they call it? Deli belly or, that type of thing. It's pretty bad. I think you'd probably have to somehow get on a boat and go home to your own country. You wouldn't be allowed to fly. They'd be like, ma'am, we believe you are a risk to national security and you are now a biohazard. So we're going to have to put you on a 6 to 8 week boat that'll take you back to the mainland. Or until you can demonstrate that you no longer have a butt that acts like a fountain. That poopery. Well, they call it something else here. We don't have that one. We have a different one. They call it VIP poo here. Don't know why. Maybe they wanted to make it sound fancy. I don't know. April B says, I think she touched all the seats on her way to her seat. Oh, that's no. They should have just got a flamethrower and just flame the entire aircraft and just watched it burn. Sort of like when you find a spider in your house and you're like, well, we have to move. We have to burn this down and start again. You can't live here. We'll never find the spider. And can't handle living with it. Yeah, that story is pretty brutal. I don't know what happened to that woman. Maybe she was on the Ozempic diet. Maybe. I heard that's what it does to people who take that Ozempic for weight loss. It'll do the same thing. So apparently someone in one of the aircraft. Oh, that's right. There's a video. I don't know if I can find it, but yeah, I just watched it on a thing. There is a video of what the aircraft looked like. It is brutal. Although I do like this lady. This lady is hilarious. This lady who told people that they weren't real and that she has to get off the plane because she was standing next to people who weren't there. Yeah, she had way too much ayahuasca. Way too much. She was still tripping on her way home. But she is hilarious. Here's the video. This is from that flight that we were just talking about. There is a lot of brown colored carpet and a lot of napkins. Just how many beef burritos did they have at Taco Bell before entering that flight? It must have been about 9 million. I just showed it. It would be very much a Mayday call for sure. Sean says, good way to clear a path. I know, right? There you go. For people who didn't get it. Like, it was literally like, she is the Pied Piper of poop. And all the poop was following her. She's not the Easter Bunny who leaves you chocolate eggs. She leaves you something else. Alright. Alright, that's enough having fun at someone else's illness. Code Brown, it's more like, explosion brown. But yeah. It is a little bit embarrassing. I bet you that person is probably still holed up in their house today and they just don't go outside anymore. They're just like, someone might recognize me from the flight and say, hey, that's that lady. I would just be like, where are the parachutes? Because I'm just going to parachute off this thing. traumatized. I think everyone on that flight was traumatized. Yeah, if you had that kind of issue, you could have just strapped yourself into the seat, into the toilet, and just been like, "I ain't ever leaving. I ain't ever leaving until we land. When we land, then I'll leave this little tiny cubicle. Until then, I stay in here. I ain't going anywhere." Hey Jojo, how are you? We all watched the fight. We all watched the fight earlier, so we jumped on after the Tyson fight. Gayla says, "How do you come out of the loo or not get there before? It's all over the floor." I know, right? Hey, Marilyn Landis. Hazmat suit time. See, Marilyn Landis knows how to party with hazmat suit. All right. I just see if I have. Every time I jump off, I'm like, oh, I had that great story that I wanted to talk about, and I feel like that's going to happen if I say I'm going to end the show. Let me just double check my links. Dun, 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 dun. No, I can't. Hey, I can't find anything that. Let me check here. Sometimes I have these links and then I forget all about them. All right, no, not today. Not today. Let's just check one other place. All right, I do have one. Let's load it up. This will be the last one for tonight. By the way, we'll do a much longer show tomorrow. I was planning on being on for like 3 or 4 hours tonight, but and much earlier. But that fight night went so much longer than it really should have. Hold on, proponents. Let's go to ABC 7 in Chicago.
Now on Eyewitness News at 5, breaking news, a horrific case in downtown LA, Skid Row. A newborn baby found dead after falling from a 4th-story window. I'm Mark Brown.
I'm Giovanna Latta. Disturbing details were just released within the last few minutes. Our Chris Christie is live in Air 7 over the scene. Chris, so devastating.
That's right, Giovanna. Those details are just coming into our newsroom. You are looking at the Weingart Center here on the corner of San Pedro Street and 5th. You can see the back of that building in the alleyway there. Apparently 5:30 this morning, an infant was found in that alleyway. It appears that the baby was dropped from the 4th floor of the building. The fire department declared the baby deceased on the scene. Subsequently, a woman on the 4th floor was found bleeding and taken to the hospital. That's where LAPD responded. That woman has been detained and released pending further investigation, but just a tragic set of events taking place this morning here in Skid Row. Of course, as we get more on this terrible story, we'll bring it right to your point.
Yeah, very sad. It reminds me of that story we did about half a year ago where there was a baby found in a garbage bin in LA. Do you remember that? And then I never heard anything else about it ever again. There was nothing. And very awful. But yeah, a baby. What does it say here? Baby was found in an alleyway adjacent to a building downtown LA about 5:30 a.m. in the morning. According to authorities, at one point, a passerby performed CPR on the newborn before officers and personnel from the Los Angeles Fire Department responded. LAFD pronounced the newborn dead at the scene. Investigators said the baby was possibly dropped from a 4th-floor bathroom window after the mother gave birth to the child. Around the same time as the incident, a woman was taken to hospital because she was bleeding from her pubic area. So she was bleeding after birth. They're saying, according to the LAPD, officers responded to the hospital and located the woman who was detained and then released pending further inquiries. No further details were immediately known. Terrible. Really, really awful. It's like the second or third one we've had recently. Let me look up that one from LA in the summer, and I'll see if there was ever a resolution for that. It was in July. Mother of dead newborn found, yeah, Woodland Hills. That was the one in July. That's very sad if true. I don't know if we ever saw this update. They're saying that the mother of the dead newborn found in the Woodland Hills suffered a miscarriage, according to attorneys. The one-day-old baby was found in a trash bin. I never heard that. I don't think that they thought it might be a miscarriage. Here.
To a baby found dead in a trash can outside of a Woodland Hills home.
NBC4's Lauren Coronado is live on scene where detectives are still gathering evidence, and she spoke with the woman's attorney. Lauren.
Rob and Adrian, good morning. I also spoke with a sergeant with the LAPD who told me that the baby was found in a trash bin right outside the home, like you guys said, here in Woodland Hills. In fact, you'll still see signs of the crime scene. This is where detectives have been focusing the investigation. You could see that yellow crime scene tape draped on the trash bin. Now, the medical examiner picked up the baby's body a few hours ago. The sergeant I spoke with tells me a 23-year-old woman believed to be the baby's mother was taken to the hospital by a family member. Hospital staff called police reporting a woman who appeared to have given birth arrived to the hospital excessively bleeding and without a baby.
Interesting that both those women, the one we just heard about where the baby was flung from the window, and this one, both women were discovered after bleeding excessively from their lady parts, and that's how they were basically found out. Both of them very... Rory! What the hell? I don't know if you guys could hear that. Rory she climbed this shelf that's here, and she's crying from it. Rory! I don't know. She's all right. Yeah, well, if this one was really a miscarriage, that is very sad. Yeah, I'm not sure what you would do. I never heard a follow-up from this, and I don't think she was ever charged. Let me check. I think this might be the last update that that she was spoken to by child investigative officers, and that was it. I'd never heard anything else, and I think at the time I said something like, "If this turns out to be that, how horrible that she's ended up all on the local news and everyone knows that she lost her baby and that. How horrible." This one in the one we reported today, I don't think that one is the same situation. For some reason, that woman has thrown the baby from that balcony or whatever, from a bathroom window from the 4th floor. Why? I don't know. But apparently there is a breaking news story going on in LA. 3 people shot, 1 killed on the city's southwest side. Are you seeing that in the corner here? What is going on here? Man killed, 2 others injured in Garfield Ridge shooting, Chicago fire officials say. Yeah. They're saying the shooting happened near the 7000 West Archer Avenue, according to Chicago Fire. 1 man was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 men were taken to hospitals, but their conditions were unknown. Is that the same one that they were talking about? Hold on. Yeah, it must be, but they're saying that is a breaking news story. Man killed. Yeah, okay. It is the same one. The shooting involved a security guard and 2 suspects, with one of the suspects being killed. They're saying Chicago police said the 2 suspects, ages 27 and 31, approached a 28-year-old CCL holder Carrie Conceal, is that what that is? Who was a business employee, and then there was an exchange of gunfire following a verbal argument. The CCL holder was critically wounded in the shooting and taken to a hospital. Police said the suspects were also taken to hospitals. The 27-year-old man was pronounced dead, and the 31-year-old man was listed in a fair condition. So, a bit of a strange shooting in Chicago this evening. I'm just trying to see if there's an update I can play you from ABC 7. Hold on. Hold on, my friends. It's here.
Just seconds ago, we just spoke with the 13th Ward Alderman, Maddie Quinn, who confirms to us tonight that 2 people were shot, 3 in fact, in involving a security guard and 2 suspects. He confirms that one of the suspects has died. We want to take you to a video from the scene from earlier tonight. Now, this happened on Archer near Nordica Avenues here in the Garfield Ridge neighborhood. Again, we've seen officers in and out of Helena's Pub, as well as checking out cars parked outside of the business, possibly indicating this violence may have spilled into the streets. Now, the 13th Ward Alderman confirming that one man was shot and killed, while the other 2 men shot were taken to the hospital. He confirmed that a security guard was shot and 2 suspects were also shot. A suspect died at this time. Those 2 people who were taken to the hospital, their conditions are unknown at this time. Back out here live, police still investigating a motive in this shooting.
All right, injuries for the game.
Injuries for the game from the Niners. No, we're not doing the Niners right now. There you go. Some interesting stories out of different places. That baby that fell from the 4th story, I'll have to keep an eye on that, and I'll see if there is more news tomorrow when we come back for the show tomorrow night. Hubby left a hot tea for me. That's very nice. That's very nice of him. Yeah, it's very sad. Imagine that being your first day on Earth and then you get thrown from a balcony for some reason. Although I guess children at that age probably wouldn't have any idea because they're only just born. But yeah, terrible, terrible. Yeah, if I hear more about that one, I will definitely let you know. Because I don't see an update. Yeah, baby. Yeah, no, that's the only update right now is the video I showed you. They're just saying that they're currently investigating. That's it. Can't be right in the head to do that to a baby. There has to be some sort of scientific study done on women about why directly after childbirth they feel the need to do this. There was like that one in Florida the other week. A college student gave birth to a baby in the bathroom. When the baby started to cry, she smothered it and killed it, and including it, she broke its ribs, smothering it that hard because she didn't want her roommates to find out she had had a baby. And apparently, there was a baby drop off location literally across from her campus. So she could have had the baby, given the baby to the safe box or whatever, and gone to hospital and got a checkup and gone back to class the next day, and no one would have had to know. But unfortunately, the baby died, and she stuffed it into a bin and ran away. And her roommates end up finding the baby in the bin. It was a very awful, awful story. but there has to be some sort of scientific, you know, study and paper written on why there are some females that do this instead of seeking help. I would like to know the answers too, but I don't know them. I know, right? It's like, how do they do that? Yes, that's right. Take the baby somewhere safe. That is true. All right, my ladies and gentlemen, I love you all so very much. I hope you had a great night. We will be back tomorrow, and I will do the bonus show tomorrow. Unfortunately, that stupid Vegas, or not Vegas, fight in Dallas between Tyson and Jake Paul went so much longer than I think any of us expected. And the streaming was so crap that it took so long to catch up, and it was much longer than I think any of us thought. But tomorrow we're going to do an extra long show for you all. So I hope you come and hang out on Saturday night with me, and we'll have a good time. Hey, by the way, I want to thank Carla. I want to thank Sean as well, and Carla again for all the support. Remember, you too, if you want to go into the chance to win that raffle, send in a donation to me, and I'll get you an entry. All right. Love you all. Get some sleep. We'll be back for more true crime tomorrow, okay? Thanks to the people who came for a little while and moderated. Gayla and I think Thavi was here earlier too. Thank you to those two. It's very kind of both of them. And I will see you tomorrow, okay? Sleep well. Bye. Bye-bye. See you later. Tomorrow. Bye.